Okay, so basic graphing. So at level 1, level 2, they're not going to get you to draw the equation of a line or anything like that, and that's all for GCSE. But what they do want you to be able to do is to plot points and understand graphing notation. So that's what we're going to look at today. So we have two lines, X and Y. Okay, so these are called axes. So this is the X-axis here, this horizontal line, and the vertical line is the Y-axis. Okay, now when we plot a point, if we take this point here at A, this is what we call a coordinate. So a point on a graph is called a coordinate, and if we put a coordinate on the graph, then we call it plotting. So we plot a coordinate. Sorry about the maths terminology, but it's part of the world. So if we take point A, and they said what's the coordinate of point A, we can see that the point is above 3 on the x-axis. So we open a bracket and we write 3 because x always comes first. So we open the bracket and A is above 3, so we write 3. And it's level with 2 on the y-axis, so we write in 2. Okay, so point A is at coordinate 3, 2. Okay, it really is that simple. So if we were to plot point B, so this is point A, so if we were to plot point B, well, first we need x, so it's above 7, so we can write in 7. Now it's level like A with 2, so that's point 2. So B is 7, 2. So if we plot, or we're asked to identify the coordinate C. Now for x, it's underneath 3, so that's fine. So it's still 3, but it's level with minus 2. So that will be minus 2. So C is at 3 minus 2. Okay, so if you look at the graph, above 0 the numbers are all positive, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beneath 0 they're minus numbers, minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So exactly the same as a number line. And the x-axis exactly the same. To the right it's positive, to the left it's negative. Okay, so if they said, let's just join these lines up. So let's say we've got these two lines here, and they say, okay, we want you to plot a point so we need to plot a point D so that we create a square. Okay, so we can do that. We can just draw the lines so that we create a square. Okay, doesn't matter that I've gone too long, that's fine, but we've got our square. So our point or our coordinate is here. Okay, so we would need to put point D, now it's beneath 7, and again it's level with -2. So we've created the square and we've identified all 4 of the coordinates. Okay. So that really is as difficult as it gets. I mean, it's nothing more complicated than that. Just a couple of additional points. If we have a point, let's say we have a point, let's do it in another colour. Let's say we have a point here. Okay, it's right on the Y line at 4. Okay, and they say, what is that coordinate? Well, we still do it in the same way. We open our bracket. Now we've got to find out what the value of x is. Now that point is where x is 0. Okay, so x is 0, but it's at 4 on the y-axis. So it's at 4 on the y-axis. So that point, the coordinate is 0, 4. Okay. So if I plot another point, let's choose another colour, and let's say it's here at -3 on the x-axis, and they say what's the coordinate for that. So we open up our bracket. Now on our x-axis it's at -3, so we can say -3. Okay, but it's level where y is 0, so we can say it's 0. Okay, so the green point is at -3, 0. Okay, now choose another colour. If we have a point right in the middle here, and they say what's the coordinate? Okay, so we open up our bracket. Now x is 0 at that point because it's +1 one side, -1 the other, so it must be 0. So this is 0 on the x-axis, and again on the y-axis it's 0. So where the two lines meet, that's the coordinate 0, 0. Okay, now we sometimes say that it's the point of origin. Okay, so if a line passes through the point of origin, it means that it goes right through the middle where the two lines cross. Okay, so I only show you this purely because if it comes up you will understand what it means, which is that it's where the x and the y-axis cross. Okay, so 0, 0 is the point of origin. Okay, so I hope that helps. This is about as difficult as it gets really at level 2, so this is new, so there is a little bit more graphing to do for things like scatter graphs, so you need to know how to plot these points. But I hope it helps, and I'll move on to another video.